Bastion Market Daily Live Forex Market Outlook by Trader Plato. Introduction. The purpose of the market outlook is for us all to have an elite mastery of the forex market to an advanced level. The forex market is a decentralized market that runs 24/7 from Mondays to Fridays. It has a market capitalization of approximately $8 trillion daily. Dominant and non-dominant market participants. At the top and in the middle of the hierarchy, we have the dominant market participants. That is the central banks and the large financial institutions. At the bottom, we have the non-dominant market participants. Those are the retail traders. In a nutshell, the dominant market participants make up of 95% of the market participants, while the remaining 5% are the non-dominant market participants. Those are the retail traders. This is according to research and data from the Bank of International Settlement, the Bank for Central Banks. Market mechanics. Market mechanics is a unique hybrid trading strategy that utilizes technical and fundamental constants to generate accurate trading signals. Power of 3, AMD chronological order. On Fridays, we have the accumulation phase. On Mondays, we have the manipulation phase. On Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, we have the distribution phase. Therefore, we do not trade on Fridays and Mondays, as these are the accumulation and manipulation phase of the market. Power of 3, AMD chronological order. The Asian session is the accumulation phase, the London session is the manipulation phase, and the New York session is the distribution phase. So we do not trade the Asian session, as this is the accumulation phase, but we are allowed to trade the London session since it sometimes overlaps with the New York session. Power of 3, candlestick pattern order. Unique candlestick reveal mass psychology that symbolizes the power of 3, the accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. Below are the images of the candlestick showcasing the mass psychology and movement of the market. We have the bullish and the bearish candlestick patterns. Liquidity and trap zones. All the market concerns about is liquidity and nothing else. Liquidity is basically points in the chart where majority of orders are pending to be filled. Thus, liquidity is the energy of the market. Without liquidity, the market will not move. These zones are as follows: yearly high and low, monthly high and low, weekly high and low, daily high and low, swing high and low. Welcome to the chart. Profits from the forex market is the most difficult, easiest money one is ever going to make or one can make. The market doesn't throw money at you, so you work for every cent you make from the market. Now let us get straight to business. As we are aware of in the market mechanics, we analyze the chart engaging a counter trend trading style, which is also an institutional style, the liquidity providers concept. Liquidity zones, these are zones that offer the best opportunities in price. They offer high risk to reward opportunities, and these are zones with high probability trade setups. There is no perfect analysis in the forex market, as every analysis is unique and nothing but a perspective of the operator analyzing the chart. There are 3 types of analysis in forex trading. There is the fundamental analysis, which is geopolitical events, economic news, and global events that influences the foreign exchange market. There's the technical analysis, which is the study of trends and turning points in the market. And thirdly, there is the sentimental analysis, which is the overall view of the market from the perspective of the general market participants. Here we are going to be engaging these three analyses. So firstly, fundamentally, today is a Monday, so today is a no trade day. However, if you must trade with caution. So now, technically on USD CHF, at the opening of the Asian session, we can see the sellers pushing price down, and successfully they break the low of Friday, and the second half you can see the sellers pushing price further down, breaking the previous low of last week. This is a good sign that probably price is going to reverse because two liquidity zones have been grabbed. So following from this, we expect a sell to buy. You need to keep a concept in mind. The market sells to buy and the market buys to sell. Why does the market do this? The market does this because price moves in tandem. There has to be an equilibrium of buyers and sellers at all times. So for the buyers to make money, there has to be equal sellers on the other side, so the buyers can take money away from the sellers. Likewise, for the market to sell, there has to be an equal amount of buyers on the other side, so the sellers can take the money away from the buyers. So if we are going to expect a reversal pattern here by the London Open, we expect the low of the day to be broken, liquidity to further be grabbed, and price to shoot up in a bullish manner with one or two candles, break the high of the day, break the structure further up, so we can conclude that the US dollar will strengthen against the Swiss franc. However, if reverse is the case and price breaks this low impulsively and keeps rallying down, then we make no conclusion on this pair. On USD JPY, at the opening of the Asian session, we can see the sellers creating a beautiful momentum, pushing price down, breaking the low of Friday, breaking the low of previous week, and the second half you can see the sellers living up to expectation, pushing price further down. Following from this, we can expect a sell to buy, and if the sell to buy is to occur, we expect a further liquidity grab of the low of the day for price to induce more sellers to take position, reverse against them in a bullish manner, buy up, break the high of the day, break the structure further up, so we can conclude that the USD JPY is going to strengthen against the Japanese yen. However, if reverse is the case and price continues to rally down in an impulsive manner, then we can expect that the US dollar will further weaken. Those are possible case scenarios. The beauty of the liquidity providers concept is that you are going to view the market from the perspective of the buyers and the sellers alike, which leaves no stone unturned and creates flexibility in analysis. For AUD/JPY, at the opening of the Asian session, we can see the sellers pushing price down, and the second half we can see a classic AMD playing out. What the AMD means is an accumulation, a manipulation. Here in this candle, you can see sellers are further manipulated down, but buyers take over, and then we expect a buy candle that buys up, breaks the high of the day, breaks the structure further up. Then we can conclude that the AUD is strengthening against the JPY. So in hindsight, this is a classic AMD playing out, and when it plays out, then we can make a conclusion on this pair. On Euro USD, at the opening of the Asian session, we can see the buyers creating momentum, pushing price up, and the second half we can see the buyers continuing the momentum further up, breaking the high of the previous week. So following from this, we expect a buy to sell, and if a buy to sell is to occur, we expect an inducement of more sellers to the upside, the high of the day to further be broken, inducing more buyers and sellers shifting momentum, pushing price down with one or two candles. In a bearish candle that closes, then we can expect the euro to weaken against the US dollar, for this structure to be broken, and price to drive further down. On GBP USD, you can see price at the opening of the Asian session, we can see a bullish candle breaking the high of previous week, and the second half you can see a bullish candle pushing further up. Following from this, we expect a buy to sell. You can see that GBP USD and Euro USD have a similar pattern, and the reason for this is because they are correlation pairs. Correlation pairs with positive correlation, they are like siblings, so they move and behave in very similar manner. So we expect a buy to sell. If a buy to sell is to occur, the high of the day will further be swept, inducing more buyers and price to push down and close in a bearish manner, push further down and break the structure down. If that happens, then we can expect a reversal on GBP USD. However, if price continues to rally up, then we make no conclusion on this pair. The strategy used in analyzing the chart here is a counter trend trading strategy, which allows you to catch the beginning of the trend. In forex market, the trend is your friend, but the beginning of the trend is your best friend. So now on USD CNH, at the opening of the Asian session, we can see the sellers pushing price down, creating momentum, and the second half we can see the sellers pushing price further down. Following from this, we expect a sell to buy, and if a sell to buy is to occur, we expect an inducement of more sellers to the downside and for price to reverse against them in a bullish manner with one or two candles, push up, break the high of the day, break the structure. Then we can expect the USD to strengthen against the CNH. On AED USD, we can see a similar pattern to Euro USD, as these are correlation pairs. At the opening of the Asian session, we can see the bulls creating momentum, pushing price up, and the second half we can see the bulls pushing price further up, breaking the high of previous week. However, a reversal is expected on this for a buy to sell, so we expect price to break the high of the day further up, inducing more buyers, pushing down and closing in a bearish manner to reverse against the buyers, and price to push down, break the low of the day, break the low of the previous day, and for price to push further down. SDD USD, do the analysis on your own. On USD card, you can see a similar pattern to USD CHF, as these are also correlation pairs. So at the opening of the Asian session, we can see sellers pushing price down, and the second half we can see sellers pushing price further down, breaking the low of previous week. Following from this, we expect a sell to buy, and if a sell to buy is to occur, we expect the low of the day to further be swept, inducing more sellers to take sell position. Then price reverses against them, breaks the structure, breaks the high of the day, and for price to further buy up, then we can conclude that the USD card is going to buy against the US dollar, is going to value against the Canadian dollar. However, as earlier said, today is a Monday, is a no trade day, where we must trade with caution. So we don't advise, in my opinion, I don't advise trading on a Monday, as the Monday do water to make it same day. On Euro JPY, at the opening of the Asian session, we can see the buyers trying to create a momentum, and they break the high of the previous day, and second half you see the buyers pushing price further up. However, right here is a weak support, so I expect this support to be broken later in the day or later in the week, as this support is likely not to hold price. So from this pattern, we expect a buy to sell. For a buy to sell to occur, the high of the day, the high of the Asian session needs to be raided to induce more buyers, and we expect the sellers to push price down, creating a bearish candle, push price further down, breaking the low of the day, breaking the support here, and breaking price further down. On gold, if you have been following with your mind, I will expect you to do this analysis on your own. On silver, at the opening of the Asian session, we can see the buyers attempting to push price up. However, they fail to break the high of Friday, and the second half we can see the buyers pushing price further up. However, still yet they fail to break the high of Friday. Following from this, we expect a buy to sell. We expect the high of the Asian session to be raided. It is already raided to induce more buyers, then price to shoot down, close in a bearish manner, shoot further down, closing in a bearish manner, breaking the structure further down. Then we can expect silver to sell further down. On GG, at the opening of the Asian session, we can see the sellers in this zone trying to push price down, and the second half we can see the sellers creating more momentum, breaking the low of Friday. However, following from this, we expect a sell to buy. For a sell to buy to occur, the low of the Asian session has to be raided to induce more sellers by the London Open, and we can expect You can expect the buyers to take over, shift momentum to their side, pushing price up, grabbing liquidity, driving price up, breaking the high of the day, breaking the high of Friday. Then we can expect GG to buy further up. On DXY, we can see a similar pattern to USD CAD and USD CHF, as these are also correlation, and the DXY gives an insight into the direction of the US dollar pairs. So at the opening of the Asian session, we can see a gap created, price shooting impulsively down, breaking the low of last week, grabbing liquidity, and we can see the second candle, the sellers pushing price further down. However, we expect a sell to buy, and if a sell to buy is to occur, the low of the Asian session has to be raided to induce more sellers. Liquidity has to be grabbed by the buyers, price has to shoot up, close in a bullish candle with one or two candles, break the high of the day, break the structure. Then we can expect this DXY to buy further up. On BTC USD, you can see a similar pattern to gold, as in the first half you can see the buyers in this zone pushing price up, and the second half you can see buyers pushing price up more in an impulsive manner. So following from this, we expect a buy to sell, and if a buy to sell is to occur, the high of the Asian session has to be raided for buyers to be induced to take more position, and price has to reverse against them by the sellers, and this has to close in a bearish manner. Price has to push down, break the low of the day, break the low of Friday, and then we can conclude that the BTC USD will sell further down. However, if that does not happen and price continues to rally up in a bullish manner, then we can expect to make no conclusion on this pair. Trade your plan, plan your trade your plan, and most importantly, manage your risk and emotions. Have a peaceful week ahead.